Again, sorry. So down and up. So just allow the knees to go outwards. Try not to turn them inwards. And going over the toes. And lift. 2 more. And this time we're going to stay down. So stay down in that goddess position. And we're going to just turn the shoulder. Come back to the middle, the opposite side. Turn. And again. Just working the upper body, but also engaging. And then pressed up, okay? So we're going to add in a heel lift now. So we're going to go 4 down. 1, 2. This is just to get us loose and warmed up. 3. We're going to stay down on this one. Stay down here. And we're going to lift our heel. And lower. We're going to lift the other heel. And lower. Then we're going to bring the shoulder. Opposite side. Just rotating, turning in. Last one. And this time we're going to bring both of those heels up. And then press up to standing. Excellent job. Okay, we're going to do that one more time. So 4, just loosening. 1, 2, nice and upright through the core. Final one. You should feel a bit looser now. Lift the heel and the other heel. And we're going to bring the shoulder, rotate the shoulder in, opposite side. So this is a little bit of flow yoga, just trying to keep everything going. So bring the elbows up into that goddess position, hold that, and then press up to standing. Excellent job. Okay, let's go to the end of the mat. Okay, so we're just going to turn our hands out into mountain pose. Put my mat this way slightly. Okay, so we're just going to go forward on that forward fold from the hip. Over. Trying to keep the hips nice and high and just allow the hands to just sink through. I just want you to hold this position. Some of you will be able to get your chest closer, but all you're looking to do is just feel the pinch and then allow the stretch just to develop. So you're not trying to force your way, but what you are trying to do is keep the hips nice and high. And we're looking to try and get the hands onto the ground. And we're just trying to allow the stretch to go off. Allow the head to fall down. And then curl all the way back up again. Okay, take a nice deep breath in. Hands above the head. And we're just going to come forward. Allow the hips to stay nice and high. Drop the head down. And again, just allow the stretch to go off. From here, we're going to walk the hands out into a full arm plank. Just hold that position there. So I want you to think about your core being nice and tight on the balls of your feet, and your wrists are over your elbows. Knees come down, toes point, and very slowly just lower yourself down to the ground. I want you to reset your arms and bring your knees together. From here, we're just going to curl and keep our elbows in, and we're going to press the hips in, and we're going to come up into mini cobra. Just a very small movement, and we're going to lower back down again. Lifting back up into that cobra. This is us just trying to keep things moving, and just trying to develop the stretch. 2 more. Elbows are in, hips are pushed to the ground. 1 more. Okay, from here, tuck the toes under. We're going to press up into a downward facing dog. So lifting up the hips, nice and high, onto the balls of the feet, okay? Allow that head to hang and make sure your weight's evenly placed. We're going to press and walk the dog. So just pressing that heel down, but keeping the hips high. So when we press back up again, we lift through the hip. Onto the ball of the foot. So we're working that ankle flexibility, Working the ankle strength, working through the shoulders. And hold it there. Okay, from here, we're going to walk the feet. We're going to go into our ragdoll position. So you're going to shuffle your feet towards your hands. Okay, then you're going to walk the hands backwards, and we're going to cradle our elbows, and we're going to go into what's called ragdoll. Some of you have been doing the yoga with me, I understand this one. So hips are high, the knees can be slightly soft, and we're just looking to hold and just bend over double. Allow the hands to settle back down again. And then from here, we're going to go back into a lunge, okay? So my foot goes back, my hands, and I'm going to alter my front foot, okay? So into a low lunge position, okay? So my chest is down. Hands stays on the ground, and I'm going to twist round. My back knees off the ground. Hand comes back. I'm just going to lower that knee down, so into a crescent stretch. So those of you who are comfortable and want to open up the hip, we're going to lean and just lift both hands to the ceiling into that crescent stretch. Knees on the ground. This is a deep stretch. Okay, bring the hands back down again. Tuck the toe, lift the knee, and we're going to walk that foot back in, and we're going to press up again, and we're going to go back into that ragdoll. So each time we do this, it should feel better through the hamstrings. You should be able to double over, keeping the hips high, knees slightly soft. So the aim is to try and have the chest onto your thighs. Place the hands down. We're going to take the other leg back, okay, into that lunge position. So trying to have the knee over the ankle, having the hand placed on, I'm going to turn in towards, open out my chest, and take my hand straight up over. Bring the hand down. Let's lower the knee down into crescent, so point the toe. And again, for those who are comfortable, we can lift the chest. Those who aren't, just stay in this position. And from here, we're going to lift the arms into that deeper stretch. So pulling up through that imaginary cord through the spine. Place the hands back down again. Tuck, and we're going to walk that leg back into that ragdoll, okay? So you're going to tuck in, cradle, and then press the hips up, drop the head, okay? So each time I do this, I'm feeling that the stretch is developing. I'm finding it slightly easier each time. Allow the hands to drop, and then coming all the way back up. So again, just still working on the hips. We're going to go back into our goddess. This is nice and wide. And then we're going to go back into some warrior moves as well. Toes on a diagonal. We're just going to sink down into that warrior position. We're going to lift the heel. We're going to lift the other heel. And we're going to lift both together. Press the heels down and come back up again. So this time I'm going to bring the hands into it. So sink the hands down, heel, turn the palms to the ceiling, heel, and then we're going to bring both of them up. We're going to hold this position, really, really strong, opening out the chest, press down. Do that one more time, okay? Hands out and sink, palms to ceiling, heel, heel, arms are raised, both heels are raised, work on that core, work on that strength, and press up. Excellent job. Right, I'm going to go from the other end of the mat. So we're going to walk forward into a downward dog, okay? So we're going to roll forward, walk our hands out, and we're going to get settled into our downward dog position, okay? So you can move the feet so they're about hip width apart. And from here, we're going to lift our leg up into three-legged dog. So press that heel up for me. Just hold that position there. And then we're going to bring the knee in and we're going to jump it through into high lunge. There we come up into warrior one. So hold that position there for me. Remember, we're going to go down. Some of you will know this one with the humble warrior. Hands behind, chest down. And we're going to lift up and open up the shoulders. So working on that core, opening out the shoulder. Hold that position. From there, bring the hands down. We're going to go up into an A. Stand to hold. We're going to cross that knee and we're going to go into our figure four. Hold the position here. So again, about our balance. Coming back up. Let's take this foot and we're going to step it, leaning forward. Big step all the way back. Turn the toe into warrior two. Open out the hip. Then from here, slide down into reverse warrior. Bring both the hands forward, down to the ground, turn the hip. Bring the leg back, lower the hips down, all the way to the floor. Into upward facing dog. The hips come off the ground, arms are nice and straight, core's nice and tight. From here, tuck the toes, we're going to press up into downward facing dog. Hips come up nice and high. And we're going to change sides. So make sure it's your other leg going up into three-legged dog. So lift. Hold that position. Try and get the leg up as high as you can, but nice and stable. Bring that knee in, jump it through, lift up into warrior one, okay? Nice and strong, chest lifted. On the ball of the back foot, take the hands down, lean forward into that humble warrior. Keep that core tight, open out the chest, squeeze the shoulder blades together. Allow the hands to float down, up into that A position. So knee is at waist height, 90 degrees. Crisscross the ankle into that figure four pose. So sitting down, chest lifted, working on the strength of that ankle, of the back, wobbling. Coming back up. So let's lunge that foot. Ooh. Big step backwards. We're going to turn into that warrior two. So check that back foot. Hips are open. Slide that back hand down into reverse warrior. Take both the hands over the top. Turn the hip, bring the leg back, then lower down all the way to the ground. Press up into upward facing dog. Hips come off the ground and just lift the chin. From here, back into child's pose. Hips back, arms stay nice and long. up into your 4-point position. I'm just going to turn to face towards you. So into our cat-cow. So just working on that mobility through the back, through the spine, open the shoulders, pull the belly button up, allow the head to drop, and then press all the way through into cow. So lift the chin, allow the back to arch. Come back to the middle. Palm to ceiling, slide that hand through into our thread the needle. My head is off the ground, but I'm following my fingers all the way through. Other hand is bent. My hips are high. Sliding back and going the opposite way. Press my hands through, keep the hips up. Turning my head. Coming back up, sitting back into my hero position. Palms out, we're going to go into our eagle. Cross and press up those elbows. Just open out those shoulder blades. Lower it back down again. Open out, change sides. And press back up. And lower it down. Leaning forward again, so my weight is evenly placed. We're just going to take one foot to the side, and you're going to flex. So we're going to work on that inner thigh and the hips again. Weight there, nice and loose. And we're just going to rock back and then come forwards again. So it's not, you're not trying to force the position, but you're just adjusting the weight and opening out that inner thigh. So it is a dynamic stretch where we're gently moving, looking to open out, working that inner thigh. So this time we're going to stay down in this position, so just hold the position here. Slide it forward and bring that leg back in. Let's go to the other side. So weight's nice and even. We're going to flex. So that toe is in a flex position, helping you to balance, okay? So just open out, and we're going to just press back and then rock forward, okay? Press the hips and back again. So my hip is over my knee that's bending, and I'm just supporting the weight, thinking about my position, trying to keep everything in alignment. Stay here this time. Hold that position, allow the stretch to develop. And come back. So bring the knees together. We're also going to walk them wide now, okay? So for the breaststrokers among us, this is an important one. I'm not a breaststroker, never have been, okay? But what we're going to look to do is do the frog. So you are looking to open out the hips and just, it's almost like a child's pose, but you're sliding your knees outwards and you are looking to open out the hips, okay? So my feet are in a flex position and I'm pressing through the middle. I've got my elbows there for support. And then if I'm more confident, I can sit back into the stretch, moving my hips backwards just to develop it more. Some of us who are really, really flexible will be able to get our stomachs all the way down to the ground and stretch out. That's something you work for, you develop, okay? So if you move forwards, it releases it. If you press backwards, you're developing the stretch a bit more. So this is the frog, okay? So my feet are in a flex position. So for those of you who are really into breaststroke, it's a really good one to work on, okay? Works on ankle flexibility, but really, really good for the inner thigh. So I'm going to move my hands upwards and I'm going to slide my feet and my knees back in together, back into my hero position. Hand to the side, reaching up nice and tall. So I'm reaching from my hip, hand up, and leaning over to one side. Press the hand back. So press up, nice and tall, over to the opposite side. And coming back, okay, so just swinging my legs around to the side. So from here, we're just gonna sit up, find our seat bones, and we're gonna come all the way back, down, and we're gonna bring our knees into the chest. Make sure your back's nice and firmly placed. Hands come to the side, and we're just gonna take the knees through, back through the middle. Just working through the core, through the hips, from side to side. And hug those knees in. Feet down, flat on the ground. We're going to take that right leg and we're just going to lift it up, flexing the foot. And I'm just going to place my hand behind onto the hamstring. I'm going to pull that in. So just stretching, keeping my back and my upper body nice and relaxed and just stretching those hamstrings. Now, for those of you who are more flexible, you can bring the hands up towards the ankle, and then you can look to press that in. If the leg really, really shakes, just stop, relax it, and then just try and stretch a little bit further. Bring that knee in and down. So again, we're going to straighten that leg and just lift it up without any help. Bring the hands in, and we're going to pull that in towards the chest. Just holding that position. Again, for those of you who are more confident, you can bring that leg up and then you can just pull in. Again, if the leg really, really shakes, just relax it off slightly. And bring that knee down. Okay, just allow the legs to fall to the side. Bring the feet together and you're just in that open position. The spine's in neutral, so it will lift off the ground. And we're just looking to open out the hips. Place your hands on your belly button and just allow yourself to just breathe. So the knees are just open. Stretch the hands over the head. Lift the rib cage slightly, but keep the knees at an open position. Relax the hands down, bring the knees into the chest, reach through to the ankles, and we're going to go up into that happy baby. Keep my hips nice and firm so we're not rocking and rolling. Knees are bent and you're pulling them in towards the chest. So opening out those hips, stretching through. Bring the heels down, and then we're going to rock ourselves back up to sitting. Let me just check my timings. Right, I'm going to turn away from you because we're going to finish off with the shoulders, okay? So into your easy position, so the knees are open. Sitting up nice and tall, we're going to place the hands behind the head and we're just going to work on those shoulder blades. So we're going to close and open. Close and open. Close. Just allow, it's a small movement, but thinking about moving those shoulder blades. One more. And bring the arms down. Okay, we're going to go into our tap. So take the hands out at shoulder height, and we're going to go into a crisscross. So you're going to turn, try and tap them together, come back. Keeping the chin and the chest lifted. One side for me is more flexible than the other. Placing at the base of the neck, crisscrossing those hands over. So this is your shoulder flexibility, and it's one that you can practice. So this is just rotating through and across. So this time we're going to hold on this side. So try and have it so that your hands are over each other. You're just going to hold that position there. And release. Let's go to the other side. So this is my side I'm not as flexible on. So just trying to keep my chin up, opening out the chest. And release. Okay, float the hands down. Put the hands on the hips. We're going to just do what's called a winged close and open. So for the shoulders again. Round out the back, bring the elbows in, and then open. Round out the back. So we're sliding those shoulder blades and across. Again, these are just small movements, but really, really important, okay? We're looking to keep that flexibility and that mobility. Two more. Close and open. One more. Reach the hands up into our prayer position. So keep that chin lifted, keep the elbows high, and we're going to touch behind the head and lift back up again. Thinking about touch and staying nice and high. So this is working on those shoulders, on the tricep. Two more. One more. Bring the hands down. Okay, so from here, palms to the ceiling. We're going to take it into a Y position or a V position. From here, we're just going to bring the elbows in and take it out again. So we're working on opening out the chest, but the mobility through the shoulder blade. Elbows, so some of you will know these as W's, lots of different. Keep the chest open. Reach it up. Two more. One more. And then float the hands back down again. Okay, I'm just going to turn back round. Okay, into the position here. Just open out the shoulders, stretch them as if we're hugging the tree, pull that core in nice and tight. Take the hands back round. Okay, we're going to take our ear. Just allow the stretch through the neck. Come back to the middle, opposite side. Okay, bring the chin to the chest. And then lead with the chin, but try not to arch the back. This is about the stretch here. Hold it there, bring both the hands up. Stretch all the way through the rib cage, palms pointing inwards. Allow the hands to come down. Okay, just flow from one side to the other side. And again, you should feel much looser. Lean forward onto the toes, rocking back, and then looking to just widen into that garland position. Open out the hips, working on that ankles. Remember, if you can't do the ankles, hands in front. Place the hands down, we're going to press the hips upwards. Drop the head forwards, and then let's go back into our ragdoll. So this should feel, what we did at the beginning, should feel much better now. You should feel that your muscles have developed and lengthened. Allow the hands to drop all the way back up to standing. Take a nice deep breath in. Above the head, hands to heart. Well done, guys, that's us for today. So the invite will come out later for live at 5, those who want to join me. If not,